Good morning, athletes. It's me, Tracy, your fitness professional coach. I'm going to leave my glasses on today because I'm actually using my laptop, going through some of my notes to be able to educate you and teach you something a little bit this morning, and just to talk about. If you remember, I'm going to be talking about fat loss. And I know that's something that ladies, and as well as men, some of my nursing groups, this is something that we all do, desire, having fat loss. Not about the calories, but about fat loss. That is absolutely more important. And that's why the scale, I need you to get actually the mindset of not thinking outside the box with the scale. When some of you talk about, oh, I weigh this much, but I have all of this leaping over on the sides, that's fat. Okay. All right. So, and if you remember earlier this week, I told you about that. There was 5 major hormones in the body that I'm going to start talking about, and I'm going to talk about one today. It is HGH. It is your human growth hormone, and your human growth hormone is the key for women to shed the excess body fat that you've been working so hard to do, but you can't seem to do it. Okay, so let me shed some light. Naturally, men have higher levels, but with some form of fasting in the body, it's an exceptional way for women to increase our production of HGH, human growth hormone, so that we can actually have a fat burn. My body continuously burns fat because I actually do some extended some fasting. Now, I'm not really talking about intermittent fasting. I'm talking about fasting within the body, and it's going to get to you. And I'm not talking about doing these 30 days, all that. I'm talking about, you'll understand, okay? It's a way to increase our production of HGH so we can be a fat burning machine. So let me explain. HGH at its highest peak, the highest peak is during sleep, exercise, and trauma. HGH has an indirect relationship with insulin. One of the reasons why you cannot raise your HGH is because you're constantly in an insulated state. Let me explain. So when your insulin levels are lower, your HGH is higher, and the very reason it rises, when we sleep. HGH rises during childhood, during puberty, and then declines in middle age. Sorry. That's why when women age, the first thing they say is they also get this midriff around the middle sections, is because their HGH hormones are lower and their insulin goes up because of the method on how you're eating. It's not necessarily always what you're eating, it's how you're eating. And so we're beginning to get into that, okay? The good news is HGH rises when there is no insulin in your bloodstream. Unfortunately, most of you don't get to a place where there's no insulin in the bloodstream. This only happens during a fasted state and the very end of your sleep cycle. Now, is this ringing a bell to you? Why it's the importance of sleep and why the importance sometimes of a fasted state. So I'm going to explain that. As I mentioned earlier, HGH also rises when we exercise. Keep that in mind, okay? So the more exercise, the more my HGH is, fat burning, okay? We want to get that HGH released as much and as long as we can in order to achieve the leaner bodies that we are after. This is going to happen by doing 3 things in conjunction of one another. Number 1, they are choosing to get a good night's sleep every night. By getting your 8 hours of sleep every night, you're giving your body time to deplete the insulin, okay, in the bloodstream, and spiking your HGH, okay? Let me actually emphasize that a little bit more about the sleep and actually about letting your insulin deplete. So many of you are getting such less time within sleep that the insulin stays in your bloodstream, and then first thing in the morning when you wake up, you're going right back in and you're eating again, and your body has not rested. You haven't gotten 8 hours of sleep, and so you're holding on, you're packing it, and it's staying right there because you've never gotten to a place to where the insulin has been depleted in the body and your HGH rises. Okay. Number 2, waking up and continue to fast for a few more hours in the morning will continue to rise your HGH, because you're not eating cause your insulin levels to rise. So for those of you who right away when you wake up in the morning you have coffee, or automatically you wake up and you put something in your body, automatically that insulin is actually going to rise, and then all of a sudden bam, you haven't gotten enough sleep and you're putting something in, and so the body is not rested. You're not rested at all. Okay. Number 3 is exercising in the morning after fasting is another way to continue to get the HGH up and you're remaining in a fat burning. So for me, anytime you exercise, somebody getting started is good. But primarily, if you can actually change that, exercising in the morning actually raises your HGH. Okay. This is the trifecta. This is the trifecta when it comes to getting your body to reach those fat stores, generate lean muscle to increase your metabolism and give you the energy to see results and make it a lifestyle. Okay, so let me say this in closing. For those of you, for me, I stop eating around 6-7 p.m. I know some of you work later than that, but you really want to eat your dinner and shut down the kitchen. I've raised my kids this way. I believe this. Shut it down. Stop eating. I don't care if you're eating healthy stuff. Shut the body down. Give your body a chance to rest before, and then work out in the morning, and then have your Shakeology after that. Because constantly, when your body is constantly, and you're feeding it, and then those who actually, you stay up late at night on the computer and you're snacking, I don't care what you're snacking on, your body, it's like, think about a car that is constantly idling. It's idling. Your car never rests. Well, God made us, this is my body, and this is my temple, and on the 7th day, we're supposed to rest it. We need to start learning to rest the body, because everyone thinks the harder I move, and that, let me just, if I'm going to have vegetables, I'm going to eat it all night long because it's just vegetables. I'm going to have salad. No, rest it. Well, I hope this helped you to work within this trifecta. I hope it helped you very much. First hormone we're talking about is HGH.